Hi everyone, good morning. It is Tuesday the 2nd of June 2020, and while America is burning, we are going to do a quick market scan, see how the market is behaving today, where the opportunities lie, at least where I'm concerned, or where my interests lie as well. So starting off here with the Dow, so I've got, remember, a daily, 4 hourly, 1 hourly, 15 minute, 30 minutes. So what I'm looking for will be entries on the appropriate time frame. So we are bullish. The only concern I have, starting out right up front, is that the NSDQ is approaching all-time highs. So statistically, there's usually a reaction. There's a lot of selling when we reach all-time highs for the second, on any market for the second time. So that's a concern. I'm just keeping an eye out for that. So having said that, that's really what I'm looking for. I'm long on these. I'm bullish, and the trend looks really good. Okay, so shorter term timeframes may be offering opportunities today, and they may only be in the early part of the week and then subsequently not in the later part of the week. Again, this is just really, really good orderly price action, and I'm just looking for that beautiful trending behavior. I don't want it to be too overextended. It's not that overextended on the higher timeframes, but it is getting to the overextended phase on the 1 hour, below the 1 hour. So that's my only concern. Looking at the Russell 2000, again, it's had a good run up this morning. Probably come back down, and then we'll find we're probably heading into the US session. We'll have to see what happens there. So yeah, retests of levels of resistance or support would be great. Let's look at the DAX. It's the same idea. So basically across all of the indices, I'm principally bullish and looking for those pullbacks. This is great. Nikkei, really, really nice price action. It's not that overextended on almost any of the time frames except for perhaps the daily. So fair point. It's a little bit there. It's having a good run. So basically my focus will be on ones that are not, that have a good overall bullish structure, but that are not too overextended. The US dollar is continuing to break lower, so this is good. I spoke about this on my weekend analysis. Okay, so the next really significant level for me at least is 97. So we look pretty much as though we're going to continue onwards. At some point I wouldn't mind price coming back to test this level to see if it can find resistance there and head lower, but it may want to continue down before doing that. But I'll keep an eye on that. Basically what I'll be watching out for then would be divergence creeping in on the 1 hour, 4 hour timeframes, if it was going to basically retrace before that point. Then having a look at euro dollar. So this is why I was saying these. I'm then looking for, again, retracements on the lower time frames. We've just had a breakout on the 1 hour, so pullbacks into that on the 15 minute and 30 minute could have long opportunities. Sterling is obviously now looking relatively bullish on the daily. Aussie dollar, I really like Aussie dollar. Again, that's a flat level breakout, so that was a nice breakout if anyone saw it. I have missed, I've just come back from a run, so this is my first chance to sit in front of the markets, and now I realize, of course, there was a solid opportunity, and there often are really good opportunities, from 7, 8 o'clock, but before 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning in the UK, and then you can, it depends on the trend. But anyway, so Aussie dollar looking really good. Kiwi dollar setting up to go long so far on the 4 hour. It's got some resistance, but that's good. If we get a breakout of that, there'll be some opportunities there as well. Potential trade opportunity there. Really, it has actually done that already. It's already pulled back here, so it's just there. So they're looking good. Dollar yen, I stay away from anyway. Is it worthwhile noting that we've broken out of this range, which we thought we would anyway, so that's good. Dollar Swissy. Dollar CAD, I really like the look of this. So dollar CAD for me has got some good trends occurring. Let's run through some of the crosses and see if there's any correlation with those. There's a potential short opportunity here on Euro GBP, but it's not a great daily trend. This is looking good. Really liking again, it's an Aussie pair. It's Euro Aussie. So there we go. Break of support, heading lower. So this, I'm happy. A retest of that level looks fantastic. Or any pullbacks into the moving averages. So there's basically opportunities on most of the markets here. Not liking Euro Kiwi, so Euro Aussie looking good. So basically, again, Aussie being one of the kind of cash cows at the moment. Euro Yen very, very overextended now at this point, heading into strong resistance up here. So that's probably going to take a run for 1.2 or 121. Nothing on Euro Swissy. Euro CAD is basically retracing here. That's slowing down, so that's probably, and it's at a key level. So it's almost certainly, and there we go. That's almost certainly going to bounce back up, so I'm going to stay away from that. Pound Aussie, not as good as Euro Aussie. Pound Pound Kiwi, no. Pound Yen, yeah, that's good. Again, really nice and bullish. I think the lower time frames are better because I think the daily and the 4 hourly are starting to get overextended here. So the risk is now higher that we'll get a retracement on the 4 hour. So I'd be looking for shorter move trades with the idea of watching out for divergence, especially as we approach key levels. So Pound Yen, Euro Aussie. What did I say about Euro Yen as well? Also good, but it's had a flat level breakout. Okay, but so Pound Aussie, Euro Aussie, Pound Yen, my favorites so far. Pound Swissy, nothing really happening there. Pound CAD, nothing really happening. Aussie Kiwi, wow, look at that. There's some good stuff, but well overextended, properly overextended on multiple time frames there. So staying away from that. Aussie Yen, again, climbing like crazy. So that makes sense. Aussie Dollar Yen pairs moving like crazy. Because they're both doing really well, I'm inclined to think we still have some room to go on this. So, but I'm going to be focusing on shorter term time frames because we're heading into overextended here. If you look at the previous distances away from the moving averages, definitely overextended here. A normal overextension over here. Normal overextension here. So pullbacks at some point would be welcome, but I like those. Breakout, flat level breakout there, ridiculous, and a flat level breakout on the daily. So interesting to see all that happening. Aussie CAD. I mean, basically, it's some of the Aussie pairs is some of the Yen pairs. Kiwi Yen. Kiwi Yen may actually be a better option than Aussie Yen because it's not as overextended, but it is, the direction is the same. Kiwi Swissy, no. Swissy Yen, no. It's too choppy. CAD Yen, wow, look at that. That's just printing money. I don't know what the hell I've been doing with my day. I've missed multiple money making opportunities today. That's a bit frustrating. Spot gold. So a note while I'm scanning for the newer traders, if you get on a chart and it's not obvious where the market's going, it's probably not worth our while. You can see that as soon as we got to something like CAD Yen, you can see it's very clearly moving. So that's why what I'm looking for is a clear direction on the markets. Okay, gold. Okay, so what's happening with gold? Well, gold is climbing. I mean, we knew that in this area it was going to turn around. It went a bit below that, down to the next level. That was a bit of a surprise, but not terrible. And it's really trying to decide what to do here if it's going to go down further. But it's not that overextended, so it's more of a consolidation. Silver is just now overextended. It needs to come back a little bit. And so that's probably why it's just going sideways. I wouldn't worry about that. Crude oil, as we discussed on the weekend market scan, climbing high. So all the crude oils will be climbing high. We even highlighted flat level breakout, so they're all looking good. Sugar was on my list. Well, how's that trade going? I haven't looked, but there we go. It's climbing up, so it's in profit, but it's going very slowly. So it's not super bullish. And Bitcoin. Bitcoin did a nice bump up. There we go. Well, Ether led the way, so that's very interesting because now Ether would be the leading one, and that's done really well. And that's all of that. So my favorite so far being Aussie Yen, GBP, Pound Yen, Euro Aussie pairs, and some of the Aussie pairs that are looking the most bullish, but caution on the overextension there and going long on the indices, but also keeping an eye on key levels. So there are definitely money making opportunities today. There were a lot this morning. If I were you, and I'm a newer trader, I would go back through the, say, 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart, and find out what time these all started. That were there at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Because getting up at 6 or trading at 6 o'clock is a little bit too early, in my opinion. But certainly being at the charts and awake at 7 a.m. for opportunities that might occur at 8 or 8:30 is fine. So there we go. Ladies and gents, thank you very much. Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay sane.